What if I told you that for the last 2 years, we traveled to over 10 different countries, moved across continents with our daughter, and did it all without having a bank account? This is something we honestly didn't think was possible a couple of years ago, but after doing this for over 2 years now, we're going to share with you how we're able to do it and how we managed to live our lives as full-time travelers and digital nomads with just one travel card and no bank account. And when I tell people this, they always ask me, how do you get paid? How do you transfer money? How do you use hotels, hire cars? How do you travel to all of these different countries without using a bank account? And more importantly, they ask me why. And the truth is, this wasn't a decision we made ourselves. It sort of chose us. So this all started when we moved to Bali back in 2021. We were using a traditional bank card from Australia, which was marketed as a travel money card. We notified our bank that we would be traveling in Indonesia for approximately 6 to 12 months. However, randomly, every now and then, we would get a notification that our card had been shut off or frozen due to suspicious activity, which meant using Skype or some type of international calling card from Bali to call our bank, sit on the phone for about 45 minutes and explain to them that this was us using the card, whether it was at just a random shop in Bali or booking a hotel online. It was always something super simple. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate the fact that banks do have security systems, but when you're doing this every 2, 3, 4 weeks, it gets really annoying. And the time and also the money it costs to do this and call the bank and explain yourself really starts to add up. But honestly, we figured we didn't really have any choice. This was our only option. We had a travel money card and we had our regular debit cards. So we left Bali, we traveled to Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, and then over to Mexico. And this kept happening wherever we were, despite the fact that we kept telling our bank we were still traveling overseas. Mexico was probably one of the worst times for this to happen. It happened after we'd just both gotten a massage at this local spa, and we went to pay and our card was declined. And the owner looked at me like, are you trying to get out of paying here? Like, what's going on? And then I said, no worries. It might just be your machine. So I walked to an ATM. He followed me. We went to 3 different ATMs. None of them worked. And he basically wouldn't let me go. I told Mandy to just go home. I would get it figured out. And I had to sit there and call my bank while I'm at this spa in Mexico in Playa del Carmen with this guy looking over my shoulder like I'm some kind of a criminal, and explain to them like, hey, my travel card isn't working anywhere. I can't get money out. I can't pay for this service that I've just had. What's going on? And they told me there was suspicious activity on your account. And I said, well, that's fine, but I never got a notification. I didn't get an email. I didn't get a notification in my app that it was shut off. So I had no idea and was basically just left in the dark. Then we traveled in our RV in North America. And just as we were about to leave the RV and head to Thailand, I'd actually switched at this point to a frequent flyer card because I was sick of this traditional bank card, who I won't name. And we started using this frequent flyer card thinking we're going to get points and this is going to be the greatest system ever because it's a frequent flyer card. Of course, it's going to work everywhere. It operates just like a credit card, only with your own money. Until the point where I put basically everything we had onto this card and the money just disappeared. It literally was gone. I rang the bank. They said, yep, we've sent the money, but I rang the company who I had the frequent flyer card with, and they told me they were looking into it. And this went on for about 7 days. So for about 7 days, we had no idea where close to $10,000 had gone. That all got sorted. And then this was the final straw. We were in Sri Lanka and we had just gone on a tuk-tuk tour and we had to pay the driver. Now, this was the first day we had arrived in Sri Lanka. I hadn't been to the ATM yet. I didn't have any cash on me, and whatever I brought in and exchanged, I'd already spent. The tour finished at about 9 o'clock at night, so it was pretty late. It was dark in Colombo, the capital city, and we stopped past probably 3 ATMs and none of them worked. I rang my bank. They told me there was no problem. Nothing had been shut off. So I had to walk around Colombo in the middle of the night just to find an ATM that would work using this card. which, if you know anything about the capital city of Sri Lanka, it's actually kind of a scary place, especially at night. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. So that night we made a decision. We were done with traditional banks. We had tried a bank in Australia, we had tried a bank in Canada, where Mandy's from, and we had tried a frequent flyer card. None of them seemed to work. So when we got to Thailand, which is where we settled for about 2 years, we decided to get a Wise card sent to us in Thailand, which was actually super simple to do. I opened up a Wise account, I got it sent to my mum's address, and she forwarded it to me using registered mail, and I got it within a week. And this changed the way we do everything as far as online banking and payments go. Once I started using the Wise card, I realized we weren't getting any of these problems with it getting frozen. In fact, you can actually use the app to freeze the card yourself if you suspect any suspicious activity. And lo and behold, we went to a bunch of different countries. We went to Vietnam while we were in Thailand. We went and visited family in Bali. We did a ton of traveling and never, ever had any issues, never had to contact Wise, none of that stuff. So we decided from that point on, let's try and use only Wise. Let's ditch our bank accounts and see how long we can travel only using Wise. And I'm talking about receiving money from our business, sending money to contractors or people that are working for us, paying for hotels, paying for hire cars, everything. We tried only using Wise for the past 2 years. And honestly, there wasn't much risk because if it failed, we could have just started using our bank accounts again. So I'm here to tell you now, after 2 years, it is possible to travel full time only using the Wise card. It sort of became our global bank account without actually using a bank. Here's how the system actually works for us. Number one, we get paid into Wise. So you can set up Wise to have individual bank accounts in different currencies. We hold multiple currencies like AUD, USD, Thai baht, Indonesian rupiah, Japanese yen, etc. You can open up a ton of different currencies. We convert our money instantly at real rates when we need it. So I don't waste time converting any money that we don't actually need. I only convert small amounts at a time, so we're not losing any money on exchange rates. And we withdraw from anywhere we go at pretty much any ATM, whether it's in Vietnam, Thailand, we've used it in Japan, Canada, America, Mexico, everywhere. I also use Apple Pay, so I'm able to upload my Wise card to my Apple Pay account, and I don't even have to take the card with me if I go out. I just simply double click and use Apple Pay pretty much anywhere it's available. And if anybody we're working with or that we're spending time with and we need to transfer money to has Wise, we're able to transfer to them instantly, like within seconds. We actually did this recently in Bali, and we had a monthly stay and we were able to transfer directly to their Wise account. So they received the money into their account within minutes and there was no confusion at all. But look, there are some limitations. This obviously works for us because we're traveling full time. Without having a bank account, you're probably not going to be able to get a loan from the bank. You're not going to be able to get a mortgage. You're not going to be able to get car finance. But for people in our situation, this works really well. Honestly, we didn't plan on living without a bank account, but because of all the issues we've ran into, we decided to run this experiment, and I'm just sharing it with you guys that it's worked perfectly for us. So if you've never used Wise before and you're thinking about it and you want to maybe replace your bank account, even if it's just for 90% of the transactions you do use, because honestly, traditional bank accounts hit you with foreign exchange rates and hidden fees, which Wise never does. Everything is completely transparent. If you've never used Wise, we'll leave a link down below in the description for you to check them out. And if you use that link, it is an affiliate link, so you will be helping out the channel as well. Let us know what you think in the comments. Would you replace your bank account with just a Wise card, or do you think that's a silly idea? Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.